All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone today? Monday morning. The last Monday of January. It's over. Some interesting movement out there, particularly with oil. We saw oil getting slammed on Friday, and it's continuing today. And looks like breaking just a little while ago. Putin and Saudi Arabia discussing cooperation with an OPEC Plus group to maintain price stability. Kind of interesting conversation there. And again, this probably it's 25 degrees. Yeah, I was gonna say bread and ice cream because their milk is frozen. 25 degrees. Wow. That's crazy. Seriously? Because it's not that bad here. It's like, I don't know, 44, something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the heck's going on in Dallas. That's weird. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of comments all morning. It's really the only news we got today is some OPEC discussions later on this week. Um, and again, we already know about this relationship. The Saudi and U.S. Relationship is definitely strained. Um, there was some concessions made, but again, we obviously know that you know the relationship is not what it used to be. And then again, asking for price stability with things. Kind of interesting that Putin is over there talking about that one. So yeah, we'll see what comes of that. As far as overall movement goes, um, I don't know. It's Monday morning, right? Monday morning, 31, 6, 49, 25, 32, 20. Not big, right? Not big. Considering the biggest mover, right? The biggest mover right now is 50, and it's tied between the dollar yen and the pound yen. So obviously, the one commonality between those two would be obviously the yen. So, what do we do with it now? Again, Monday with no news, end of January, gonna be one of those days. Right? I'm just gonna say it right now. But again, no news today. I think actually, if we do it on the low, probably, obviously nothing U.S. based, right? So always makes it a little bit more challenging when there's no news because there's no catalyst, right? That's all. The data that we saw, the Swiss economic barometer was great, right? But dollar Swiss is really not doing much because of it. German preliminary GDP down, right? We're seeing the euro. The euro versus the pound is up, right? There was some comments about, ECB is hiking, hiking rates again, but the outlook brightens, right? Everything looks good, right? So, some, but I would say that none of these are really, mind blowing. Even the euro dollar 31 is nothing. It is not big whatsoever. Um, of all these, I would say percentage wise, probably the euro pound being up 37 is probably the biggest mover there. Um, maybe dollar yen, but I would say probably, yeah, probably the euro pound. But it is what it is. Yeah. So that's what we got going on. Tomorrow, right? Let me get this off. Mm, Tomorrow we have some data, not a ton of U.S. data, right? Chicago PMI. We do have the GDP month over month in Canada, which is a big one. Consumer confidence can be big. It's expected to go higher, and wouldn't necessarily be surprised by that. The data has been pretty good lately. Oh, it's Kip in the hallway. Um, and then New Zealand employment change on a quarterly basis as well as the unemployment rate. Again, that's something for tomorrow night. What? Why are you messaging me, Colin? Sorry. Um, so some okay data for tomorrow, but the problem is today we don't have a whole lot. So we'll start right in the charts and go from there. So VIX is up decent amount, right? 6.5%, right? That is quite hefty, but we've survived the weekend, right? And we're already starting to see it start to pull back down again. So wouldn't be surprised if this continues to go lower. Now, the indices, typically the VIX and the indices are kind of linked. You see up 6%. Holy crap, they got to be down big, right? I wouldn't say big, right? 0.5% here, that could evaporate. NQ, that's down a decent amount, 1%, right? YM, 0.11, nothing. That could absolutely turn positive, and it may actually turn positive, very soon here. And then Russell down just a little bit, right? From the closes on Friday. All right. Apple, Tesla's getting beat up a little bit, but again, look at the rise that Tesla had on Friday. A gigantic, monstrous day up. We would kind of expect somewhat of a pullback, right? Commodities, oil down 78 again. Natural gas still rolling down. We're not at that 250 mark yet, but down to 273, which is awesome. Gold, basically flat. Silver, it's up 0.3, but basically flat. And you can see it's starting to deteriorate a little bit as well. So nothing too crazy there. You know, again, Monday with no news. Kind of a hard take on things. Going across to the Aussie dollar. So, Aussie dollar. Last week we talked about, obviously on Friday, we had a little bit of a short. There was a little chop back and forth. Here was the Sunday night. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. It missed by just a little bit, right? When I was like major league, just a bit outside, right? Would have been nice if it hit it. It didn't, though. It got really, really close and then kind of deteriorated back down again. We talked about it, deteriorating down and then bouncing through. We talked about a potential bounce off of this, and we did. We got the potential bounce back up again, and it drove lower in that one. So we have a Harry Potter trade set up that we liked, and we're looking for more of kind of a near-term, basing. We're kind of getting it right now, right? We're kind of getting it. We're not quite there yet, but this looks like it's going to be where the fine level of risk is, and it's close, right? It's really, really close, right? We were talking about a potential bounce and then kind of a pop. We were looking for it, and that absolutely could be it. This could be where we're at. If we start to pull back down and we base, that could be. And again, it shrinks it a little bit. It's a little bit premature right now, right? But this could be what we're kind of looking at. 1 to 3 puts us right there, which again is a little bit deep, but it's kind of lining up for what we're looking for on Friday. So, I would say this trade will probably trigger in the next couple of hours. But it's not there yet. Again, this target is out. We can remove that just to clean it up, but we're looking for something, for a short on this one. And I like this one short. And the overnight, that again kind of seems to be what's happening, right? The deterioration, dollar strength coming back in. So yeah, we'll see. But again, right now we can say potentially that's where it is. Again, I want to see, right now it looks like, 70.65 is kind of where it's looking. All right, 70.65. So let's do off. Change this to a yellow just because that's there we go. All right, Aussie yen. So Aussie yen, looking for the deterioration on this one. And again, we talked about this, saying, hey, listen, close it down on Friday, and if you need to reopen it, reopen it. And if you closed it down, you were here, right? Where's Friday? Friday's right here. If you would have closed it down, you would have ended up banking, let's see. Friday, you would have got 33 pips out of it. Okay, now whether you chose to go short immediately or wait to see if it kind of pulled back again, right, is totally up to you. If you did, right, you did get a second entry on this one. It came right back up again, and that triggered right around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock last night, and you can see it blew right through the bottom. Hit it by 11 o'clock. Actually, I guess it was 10 or 9:30. Because there's your 11 o'clock right there, and it is out. So trade ended up working. Like I said, if you close it down early, you got 33 pips. If you reopened it late last night on Sunday, you were able to get another 67. So in the last 2 days, 90-something pips off this Aussie yen. Where it is right now, we knew we had buyers, and again, this was kind of a weird area. It used that area, but it went just past it, so kind of more of a pivot turn. Right now, we're kind of sitting, again, from the overnight high to low. You see we're flirting with the 50 and 61. So question is, are we going to get some yen help in this one? Will we see the continued deterioration like we see in the Aussie dollar? It's tried, right? It went up and it fought, went lower, grabbed some more buyers, it came back up. If it still finds the same buyers, it should be poised to continue its push all the way down to 91.47. But again, the overnight trade was there from late last night. What you do with it now is, a little bit harder. So, yeah, we're at an area where there's sellers. There is obviously here, I'll pull this back just in case you can't see it. There is an area sitting right there. So it's at a level, right? But we got to see how this initial kind of first 30 minutes rolls in this one. So, but hopefully you guys are able to grab this. This was a pretty easy, Sunday night based trade. Just completion of what we had from last week. Now 91.74. I'm sorry, 91.47, not 74. You can totally screw everybody up out there. It's an area that's been hit a few times. It hasn't pierced very deeply in there. This is one, again, could it take a bounce right off of it right away? Sure, it could. And again, at this point, we're still looking for it to be a profit target. I think really anywhere in this area that we could see a potential reversal If we can time this with a European or a US based open, I think those could be pretty decent entries. It's just when it finally gets over there. Like I said, I don't know when it's going to do it. Um, you know, eventually it will come through and hit. When it does, you got to be thinking there's a potential reversal, and that's going to be around this 9140-ish level. But we got to see what the entry looks like, what time, if there's news based towards it. Ideally, I mean, if we had the ideal scenario, we have it being pushed in there right before whether Australian or US based news. That would be the ideal scenario because, again, then we can play on the Aussie or the yen as far as kind of a news based trade. All right. But right now, we got to see where it's going to clear. If it comes back up, I would be a bit more cautious if it comes back up to 92.67 again, back up in this 92.60 to 70 range. Again, we push it pretty deep. We hit it again. We hit it again. There's 3 touches right there based off that level, and that's not a brand new level. So we are starting to get a little bit long in the tooth as far as taking shorts from there. But again, as far as a Sunday night goes, yeah, it was definitely a decent Sunday night based trade. Euro dollar, lots of chop. So this one, again, this is one of those hard ones where Friday we ended here. We ended up bouncing off and we never got back up, right? There was the original, the 530 reversal trade setup. And we said, hey, listen, this could be a good one if we got a pop. Well, the pop went down and then we kind of reset and they came back and we're sitting in that level right now. So this was one from last week. We never really got the entry again, right, on Friday. And as far as Sunday goes, yeah, it just blew right through it. This one went through it. Actually, I guess the European session opened right here. So seeing this hit, I mean, I guess it did hit. In all honesty, it hit there and then dropped, and then hit again, then dropped again. You're like, yep, there's no way it's holding again, and it didn't. It came back up, and that's where it kind of broke through. So, we'll remove those. They're still our top. I'm gonna say that they're still our bottom. Yeah, I mean, there's buyers there, and that's kind of what we're bouncing off of. Still kind of feeling more like the U.S. strength coming into this one. Now that the U.S. market is open, it's fighting back a little bit right now, but I think this probably deteriorates back down again. I kind of look at this zone right here and saying, I like how those candles are. I like the push off of that. And this is like, this right here, this is the start of the new week, right? There's your 3 a.m. candle in the European session on Monday with no news, right? So this is all just kind of Sunday, low volume, right? What's going to happen? Is the world going to end on Monday morning? Well, the world that ended on Monday morning, we had a massive push off of that. So this could actually be a potential for a trade setup, right? We're going to change this yellow right there. Again, 105. We'll just make it 105.60. Make it easy. Make it easy. Or 108.60. That's probably a decent level. It's about 40 pips. So yeah, if we can bounce off of that, that could be long. Like I said, I really like this formation at the European Open, right? Not as concerned about this because, again, this was Friday at 1 o'clock, not as much volume. We've kind of touched it a few times. And again, this did go pretty deep into the level. But looking at this as a brand new level formation, again, in a high volume kind of start of the week time, kind of looking at that level is pretty nice. And as well as, again, top side, we're still looking for potential negative area or negative, negativity up there. All right. Euro pound. So Euro pound was some decent movement. We were calling for Euro pound to come down here. We're kind of hoping that it opened here on Sunday night. Friday ended right here, and then Sunday opened right at the same spot. And it did. It went down, but only after it pushed up. It's a shame because here's the push down, right from the high to low. Friday to Sunday is right there. If it went down right from the push, it went right almost exactly to where we were talking about. So it ended up going back higher. So where we are now, I think it's a very interesting spot. I like it. The 8802, we're kind of right there right now. It is a 50% retracement. If we pushed all the way down, it didn't. It went to here. So again, it's still kind of bracketed in. We still have that level of basing. But right now, I would say that, again, based off of, let's see, we'll shorten this just a little bit. 103 is only right there. So can I grab that? I just want this right there. Pull that. And remember, this was one of those forecasting with fibs. We were looking for it to come back down again, and it was at 50%. So you can see it's kind of bounced off its fighting. We are having a session rollover right now with the new session coming online. But, pretty simple, right? European push. And now we're running into problems because we have profit taking coming in, right? So, yeah. Same trade. I'm not going to go over it again. Your 1 to 3 is sitting right down here. All right, euro yen. All right, so euro yen. You can see we blew this one out. Looks like Sunday night. So Friday. Again, this is one of those ones that if you get out, Friday was here. So Friday would have got you out right there. So you would have banked about 20 pips. Okay. Now Sunday started there. And your 1 to 3 is sitting right there. Okay. So it looks very, very similar to what we had in the Aussie yen, right? Where we had to close the trade down and reopen the trade, and it gave us another entry, right? Again, there was another entry, and again, this was another 44 pips. So this one was 67 on top of 44. So you're what, 111 in the overnight, just with closing trades down on Friday, not counting what you closed on Friday, because that was like, what, 50 something pips? 111 pips in the overnight, right? So not bad movement. And all it did was it came back down again and again. There's your 1, 2, 3. The 4 is what triggered it, which again, Sunday night's not the end of the world, right? And again, this could be considered one hit. We're at 4 now, and you can see it slice through. So trade's officially over. But yeah, nice little overnight position there. With that gone, let's remove these. Let's take this down. Did that touch? I think that touched. It did. All right, so remove this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna bring this up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Look how close that was to entry. Man, that sucks. That would have been a nice little trade setup too. I mean, there's the zone. Arguably, you may have gotten in. But I'll tell you right now, if you do this off the top of the body here, which is what you were supposed to do, it did miss. But look at that. That's a nice little trade setup. Nice movement, but yeah, you didn't get in, unfortunately. It would have been nice. It would have been nice. Real nice. Right? Again, 23s obviously missed it, but obviously the demand zone was pretty decent. So, yeah, I mean, right now we're rallying. I think we're probably safe on this one. Again, there's nothing over here to stop this one. I think we're probably safe, and then we'll see what type of profit taking we have coming in up here at 142.18. We got a decent amount to go still. We got about another 27, 30 pips. We can make it, right? I do like this for the reversal, though. No wick, just a little smidge of a wick, hiccup, popped off, and again, buyer stepped in right there. So here's going to be a position when we start to see some yen strength coming back again. There. 1 to 3 is only right there. Look, you can see how much. I mean, all the way back down to where profit is a 1 to 9. A 1 to 3 is rather small. 40 pips. 40 pips. It's not bad. One of those. 141.51. Whoops. My bad. There we go. Something along those lines. So, not a bad setup when that comes down here. Actually, you know what? Let's throw an alert on that one. Here we go. All right. Pound dollar. Look at the chop in this sucker. So we're sitting here on Friday. Right? There's your 10:30 candle. So, where is it? 10:30. 10 o'clock. Right there. So this is where we were. So from where we were on this time on Friday, we were 4 pips. 4.3 pips. Lots of chop. Not much we can really do with this one. This is more or less range bound. Went down a little bit. Again, you can see Sun Friday. We kind of went and touched this level here. Kind of came back up. It couldn't go as high as this peak and couldn't go as low. And we're just stabilizing going sideways. Let me see. Yeah, look how small it is. Small range. Had a little pinch in there, but yeah, not doing enough right now. Yeah, so we need a little bit more trend on this one. Really, until we get to these two. I mean, this hasn't changed from Friday. 124.33. 122.69. Right, not bad. Pound yen. So, pound yen, we talked about being out. Yep, right here. You can see Friday at 2:30. You were out on this trade. Another 56 pips on Friday. And again, that one went off at the 9:30, 10 o'clock time frame. Right, we saw that one. We talked about getting a base and a potential reversal, and it looks like we never. I mean, again, would open up on Sunday, we just continue to go higher. So no real basing action here. We talked about a potential short, and I mean the short happened, but the base didn't come up until here, right? But again, trade was out. Retested again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That area is smoked now. That is done. So there's more from Friday. Let's take that out. 78 out there, probably. Yeah, it's out. Let's draw a new top on this one. This over here. Mm, I'm less concerned about that. Same thing. See, this one went deeper than the 23, where the other one went a little bit too shy, but the zone was sitting down here. I don't like this one as much though. There's too much selling. My opinion on this one is, you got to mark this off. It is a 7-8 level. It has hit it, turn around, but it got hit, 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 hit. There's not much holding it to go above, right? There's not much left. Only 25 pips. So if you were looking for a short here, I really like the short. I prefer the short up here, right? Um, yeah, I like the short higher. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, I like the short up here up top. Like I said, this one's been hit a few times. Yeah, we don't. I like this one up top, right? So I prefer to take the short from there. I don't like this zone as much. Wait till it comes up top. See if you can get a base and a confirmation off there. It isn't fresh. It's been there before, but it had decent movement there. That was on a Thursday night trade, so it's okay. Um, all right. Dollar CAD. All right, so dollar CAD. We talked about 133 being a big deal. You can see we were looking for really we were looking for a push and a long, right? So let's see. Yep, there it is. So we drew this here. There's Friday right here. So there's your Friday close. There's your down to the 31. And I missed it by a little bit. Well, I didn't miss it by as much. Look, there was the bottom on 33. That's close. I was really close. It got to the peak first, right? And now I'm really close here. So look, missed it by a little. It's all the way down. Now it's back up again. So again, that's what we were looking for. We were looking for a bounce off of 133 this week. So really this morning, the 133 is there. It's in. So now we got to see again from the last push high to low from late last week down. Probably there. Hmm. Okay, so there is a level sitting here. It has turned off of it. Problem with this trade right now, oil being down 1.5%. It's so close. I wish we had a little bit more help. I wish it was just a little bit higher. God, I wish it was just a little bit more. It's absolutely a Monday. It is primed. I mean, again, this could turn and roll back down again, and it wouldn't necessarily surprise me. I mean, it's a decent level there, right? Decent base, got front run. If the 50 was in there, I'd say pull the trigger on it. And it may very well do it. At 9:30, you can see it ended up hitting that level right at 9:30 for the US session open. God, it's there. Yeah, it could roll from there. God, I wish oil would just take a major turn, and that would really help that trade out again. But again, the play was off the 133 in the overnight. And it's hitting an area of sellers too. We knew that we knew that 102 was sellers. And look, sellers, here's Monday morning, sellers straight down, and we're sitting that level right now. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get a pullback on this one based off the timing. But question is, can we make it through the next 30 minutes? Right? Is this one gonna turn early? It's not a horrible level. If you guys took this one, right? If you took it short from down here, right? Hmm. Yeah, it could roll. It's too late for me to get in, right? It's already rolled. What are we talking? 10 pips? A little bit too late. But I can see this one rolling back down. Let's see. Do you have enough room? Let's see. Well, here's the thing. We're talking about the entry. Let's see the exit. Exit 1 to 3 is there. Yeah, you got plenty of room. If you're getting short this one, make sure you're out before there. Although, you know what? There's a little bit of hiccup right there. Yeah, I would say profit target probably needs to be probably safe, probably there. So yeah, there's room for it. There's room. So yeah. God, I wish it was just a little bit closer up top. So yeah, still like the 61.8 more. But again, we were looking for the 133 bounce. It literally came down right to the 133 bounce in the overnight. Exact pattern we were looking for. So again, that one is out. But yeah, nice little reversal. Dollar Swiss. All right, so dollar Swiss is sitting up in a level. Now we've been here before, kind of a touch, kind of two, three front runs. We did hit it, and then hit it again, and then hit it again. It had decent movement off there, and again, this was a European session, right? Looking at where this turned, the 3 o'clock candle is the first red one. All right, there's your 3 o'clock candle. So strong movement. Again, the reversal came in right at 5:30. The clock is right there at 5:30. Now it didn't turn on really the best of levels. We typically like to see a better one. But again, you can see the explosion coming through the top. It kind of goes with what we're seeing with the dollar hitting areas of selling. So will we see a reversal off of it? We could. But again, this one's already moved a little bit. I'd like to see kind of a little bit more of a confirmation top. I think the dollar CAD's probably a little bit better than this one. But it looks the same as the dollar CAD. Again, strong push up from the 530. We'll see profit taking coming in. Overall, I mean, again, from the Swiss news we had, it's not bad, right? I mean, the Swiss news was considered pretty good, right? Right here, economic barometer was great, right? So again, from that time, we really saw kind of a quick spike, and then it erased it very, very fast. So I would expect this one to roll back down as well. It's probably a little bit more clean than the dollar CAD. Let me see. Does it have room? Does this have room? A little bit deep. This would be the area that I'm worried about right here. So of the two, I think the dollar CAD would have been a little bit better to take. Although this one, I don't know. I mean, that's an easy level. It's been front run. Yeah, look, it's almost out. So see if you had taken this one. So had we clicked on this one, 15 minutes sooner, then you could probably, this one could have been good. And again, this one is in as well. So yeah, it's aggressive. That's aggressive. Yeah, everybody was waiting for a 50, missed that one, but again, it's a decent level. Nice candles. Nice candles on it. So obviously I missed that. If you guys got it, props to you guys. Dollar yen. All right, so dollar yen, kind of in a similar spot, right? We talked about not trading this one because it would break because it hit 4 times already, and it didn't. It sliced right through. It came back up, and what did it do? It based in the exact same level, went all the way back up again, grabbed its new tops. Now, we know 130 is going to be a big deal on this one. It is coming back up. It is fighting. There are some levels up here, although this is a pretty big zone. This was a trade from last week on it. Opinion would be bearish. Do we have an entry? No. Yeah, it's 20-something pips, and it's basing right below. I don't think it's going to come back up again. I'm not going to increase it to 30 pips on that one. No, I'm sorry, 35 pips, 36 pips. I'm not adding the risk onto that one. Again, not in such close proximity to 130. So this one is pretty. Where the other two are not horrible looking, this one is pretty gruesome looking, right? There's the original zone. We kind of pushed out the top. In here again, it should come back up again. It's basing right before the level, trying to build sellers. So, trying to build buyers in there to be able to punch through the top. So, this one's a bit riskier. So I'd wait for this one to clear up. I'd like to wait for 131 on this one. Hold on. That's kind of where I'm looking for the next area. Would be up here. I don't know where the area is going to be. It's going to be somewhere in here. Changes to a different color, so I know that it's not. Change it to the darker purple. There we go. It's going to be somewhere around there. That's where I'd be looking for sells. I'm not going to mess with this one, especially because we know right above it there's nothing sitting there. And again, on the 130, again we had a pullback. We came back and used that same level, which also was the 130 to push higher. So there's not even a 1 to 3 short on this one. So of the dollar shorts, the dollar CAD, dollar shorts are both much better looking. I think the dollar yen's a little bit risky. Seeing crypto's down pretty good. TLT spiking back up again. And again, that's because we're having dollar weakness in there. But we see YM is in the green now. We were talking about that a little while ago. So oil. Yeah, oil pretty crazy. So we talked about a target of 79.83. And we ended up hitting that at 11:30, 12 o'clock. It drove right into it and then started the base. Now, this is one of those weird ones. Typically, in this one, if we wanted to stay short, we love to see it gap lower and then come back up. This gapped higher and then punched through and then kind of filled the gap to go lower. So kind of a weird one. Like, this is a really ugly pattern. It's like, well, earn a gap higher. Nope, just kidding, right? So right now, again, sometimes they don't, depending on the software, it doesn't draw gaps. I think this is what you got to kind of look at and say, okay, does anything make sense? I would say right now, the only thing that makes sense is this. There is this little hiccup here, which is kind of where the gap fill was. But again, because price went through it, we're not really supposed to look at it. I do think if you look at this level right here, again, it is backstopped by the 50. So we will have additional sellers coming in. And people will look at that as like, hey, look, that's where we gap to. There's something there. Which, again, if you gap to an area like that, it is pretty decent. So right now, I would say 80.21 is kind of the level we're looking at for this one to rally up to and take it short. Downside, I'm kind of happy that it sliced through this because this wasn't the best of levels. And it looks like we are down here now. So kind of in the reverse play, we're looking for, let's see, those are out, which is totally fine with me. Just clean that up from before. So it looks like we have a break of 77 as our next. 77.05. I'm not going to be able to candy coat that one too much. Okay. Something along those lines. Again, I don't think that's a pretty decent one. Let's put that short on. Oop, I had it right on 1 to 3 too. Yeah, it's not bad, especially when we come up at base in here. We hit this bounce up, and then if we grab that one, 80.21. So that's not bad. Natural gas. All right, so natural gas, we were looking for a gap low, and we are looking for a pull up back up to the gap, and we were looking to short this one to get this one down to the 250 range. Again, we can remove both these from last week. We talked about how no entry here, no entry here, no entry here, no entry here, no entry here. That it's hit too many times, so it needs to be removed. This one we can remove as well because it kind of gapped already to it, so there's not much we can do with that. We can run this all the way down and see if that helps us. And right now, there's a little bit up there. It's down 4%, right? Only because of the gap. We are right to where the gap came to. So I would say, the thinking for the rest of the afternoon here looks like it's going to be more bearish. And again, oil's down 0.8, so not tons. What do we get down to? 261. There's a little bit of a pullback here down to 258. April 21. I don't know if I can see that far back. Let me get a 4 hour. Can I see April 21? Oh, I can. There we go. Oh, it's a decent pop. Pull this, pull this. It's funny. And that would be exactly what it ran into. All right, so we know we got to watch out for this level right here. Funny that that's where it came back to. Because that was the clean level. I'd say right now, again, we should be able to break through. We hit it, we hit it, we hit it, we hit it again. If we break through the top side of this one, I would say that there's probably an opportunity to gap fill to the top side of this one. Like I said, we're not long right now. I want to see it go through, but you can see we can get a 1 to 3 up to the top. That's 1 to 307, so it's a little bit deep. It doesn't even fill the gap. Right there. Right. But again, we need a pop through, a base, and then and then we need a pullback. It's not just a take it long type scenario, right? Honestly, I would like to see this down here as well. Those would be my two setups for this one for natural gas. I hate to say natural gas long, but that's what I have to say, right? Yeah, hate to say it. So yeah, it's all right. Gold, just chopping 0.01. But we got to run up before news on Friday. News drove it straight back down on Friday. And then all we did is come back up. And it's funny, it actually hit it again Sunday night and rolled back down again. But it's just sideways. There's no movement right now with no news. There's not going to really be much we can do with this one. We need some more trend. I think tomorrow will be a better day to kind of analyze this one. The reason why I say tomorrow would be better is because of what we have on Wednesday, right? Wednesday is when we have JOLTS, FOMC raising interest rates, OPEC, non-farm payroll, FOMC conference. We got all that kind of stuff. So yes, tomorrow will be more of like a preparing for, preparing for what the news is going to be, right? Preparing for the interest rate rise. So right now, nothing, not enough news, not enough catalyst to do much with it. Silver, you can see that we talked about silver bouncing off this 23. It did, right? It had already put that move in, and it came down and ended up grabbing it at about 10:30 in the morning. And we talked about it slowly grinding back to 24. And we were looking for 24. And the reason it's over here is because this is Wednesday, right? Wednesday is when we were looking for the FOMC to be able to look to go short on this one. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's really, really slow. It's really, really boring. I mean, it's literally just chopping back and forth again. So right now, there's not much we can really trade with it. We're still looking for it to come back up, probably in this range right here. And we're looking for, where did I draw that? That's Tuesday morning. It's actually supposed to be here on Wednesday morning. Wednesday is actually here, somewhere up here. And like I said, it could be there. That would be the European Open, right? That's kind of what we're looking for. So right now, it's following the trajectory that we laid out on Friday. And again, with gold, kind of doing the same thing. We'll see if we can get past 1930 for the news. Let's see what we got here. Apple, yeah, gap up, not doing well. Tesla, kind of stabilizing, not as bad as what we thought. VIX, again, it is coming down. It's chopping a little bit right now for the open, but it should start to deteriorate back down again. Dollar, yeah, it's bouncing off 102. We had that line that came right up before it. So we got for ES. I love it. Everything's in the red, but what has it done since the open? Straight up, right? Far as opening print goes, so here was our target from Friday. It took to Monday to hit it, so we can pull that off now. Didn't hit that, so we don't need those. Let's clean this up. All right. Unfortunately, let's see. There's kind of our base. 830 pulled us down. Yeah, I mean, the 915 candle was red, right? So the signal that it kind of gives us there is we're looking for the long, right? It just didn't pull back into a zone. Just kind of took off. And again, this is Monday. Monday's always a little bit harder. So yeah, I mean the directional candle was the right color, right? But it didn't pull back enough into a zone. The zone was a little bit too far. There was really no confirmations until down here. So yeah, unfortunate. Yeah. So let's see. Is this ready to roll? Yeah, it's ready to roll. No, yeah. You're like, wait, why is that? Well, it's because you got some testing going on over here, right? And people were waiting for this. They were waiting for one of these two numbers, and look, it just hit it at 10 o'clock. You're like, oh, and there's not much holding this one back. So yeah, so it looks like ES could be getting a little worse today. I'd look for some stabilization though down here about 40, 46. Not bad. What do we got for NQ? Oh, NQ. There's your 930 candle. It's really, it's kind of, so it's hard because the confirmation's coming in there, right? Although that's quite a deep zone. It's like, ugh. Right? Kind of a bit of a deep zone. But there's your 915 candle. Here's your confirmation, which is what we're looking for. I don't think we made it. 1 to 2, 2.8. There's 3.03. And it did make it. So there you go. Right. There you go. It was close. It was close. But it did make it. Right? 915 or 915 candle was red. And what it do came back to the confirmed level of basing. Because again, there's where your confirmation came in at these two levels. So you really kind of had to take that whole spot. So yeah. There you go. 1 for 2, 100% on entries. And what do you got here? Yeah, unfortunately left without us. Yeah, 915 candle was here. Yeah, it turned at 6 o'clock and just didn't slow down. Yeah, so you wouldn't have got an entry on this one, unfortunately. Right? Pull these across. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, not surprised that one broke. Pull this, pull this, pull this. The short came through with no pullback. That sucks. That one was good. I'm going to take that one off now. Let's see. Did this one get some help? It did. Little 5:30 in the morning. A little help there. So let's clear all this off. It's an interesting spot. So there's a 61.8 sitting here. We know buyers save the 61.8, but there's no level going with it. What time is this? Yeah, it's 10:30. Ugh. There's some newly established orders there. So this would be nice if we did push up, but I don't think we can get all the way up there. Not before it reverses. I think this one probably is going to be a new top when we push back down. But yeah, no opening print, so nothing there. Russell. Oh, I don't think Russell hit it either. Nope. So close. So close. The 915 candle was red. It did pull back, but its confirmation came in just a little bit lower. So again, this would have been a great trade. But you didn't get entry, unfortunately. Right. 1 to 3 is there too. So you can see how big of a monster is trade. Even if we had said, okay, yeah, listen, we're gonna go down. Even if I put it down to kind of the previous touch, which would be there, which is a lot more risk. There's 1 of 3. It's just monstrous move. So yeah, it sucks. 3 out of the 4 candles had the telltale signal at 9:30, or I'm sorry, at 9:15. You know, this one missed, and again, NQ hit. YM was already off to the races, and ES missed. Right, so we had 2 misses, even though it gave us the long candle. 1 hit, and 1 was off to the races without a pullback. So yeah, interesting opening print for Monday with no news. So yeah, not bad. Yeah, so kind of it for today. Like I said, Monday, not a lot of movement. A lot of things are retracing back again. Where are we at now? Look, it's evening out a little bit more. We're down to 24 here. Euro pound is holding. It was at 50, 55 before. It's 58, 59, 55 here. 35 is the same. That was 37. This is retracing back just a little bit down this. 27 is nothing, and it's starting to pull back a little. 25, it was 29 before. And look at this one. Minus 11 pips in 24 hours. So, again, not a lot really kind of moving. And unfortunately, that's what happens on a Monday with no news. Let's see. Number of counterfeit Euro banknotes remains low. Look, there's not even any major news right now. So, Japan was the biggest, Japan news from late last night was the biggest thing. Talking about all these targets. So, yeah. Oh, wait, was that? Monetary policy must be revamped. We'll see. Like monetary policy can be more flexible with 2%. It's not bad. Go Japan. So we'll see. All right. That's all we got for today. So let's get into our drawing. We're getting out a little bit early today. Look at this. Everybody's sleeping today. Who are we missing here? Ernest is sleeping. It's going to be an easy one today. Right? No Marina today. Look at that. I know Ernest is here because he told us it was 25 degrees, but he's not entered in the drawing. So there's Marina. There she is. You know what? I bet you Ernest his internet froze. Right? I bet you it froze. That, and I know that he's having a disagreement right now with he's having some disagreements with what's it called, with Twitch. Twitch hates him lately. So, all right, I gave him a chance. Right? I it's fair, right, guys? I gave him a chance. Right? He was here. Maybe he lost internet. 25 degrees. Right? You froze his internet. All right. So there we go. We know that it was Neuro. All right. Winner of today's drawing is. All right. I will let you tell him that you won, Neuro. I'm not going to tell him. All right. I'm going to make him watch. He did win on Friday, though. So, again, at least he didn't waste tickets. I guess that's the positive, right? If you don't take the trade, you didn't lose anything, right? You didn't lose anything. So, Ernest did not take the trade and lose, right? So, that's good. But he also didn't double up. So, we're not going to let him know. We're going to let you guys inform him. He has to watch the playback, and then he'll be able to figure that one out. With that, I'm out of here for today, guys. It's a little bit early, but again, it's Monday with not a lot of movement, not a lot of trades. Again, a lot of the things from Friday finally completed. We got some new setups for today, 1 or 2 new alerts. I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for joining, and I'll catch you then. Take care.